Is it time to stop questioning?
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the little nuances, Easter eggs, and other lesser-known gems that you may not have spotted in Sex and the City. We're not including continuity errors, and we're only focusing on the original series, so no movies and no And Just Like That today.
Oh, baby.
Number 20, Movie Night. The episode Bay of Married Pigs explores the notion that married couples and unattached individuals are constantly in some unspoken competition. Carrie dates Sean, a pleasant but plain guy, and their evenings out become somewhat monotonous.
Over the next week and a half, I met Sean for a movie. I met him for another movie.
However, when he invites her to a party full of his married friends, she realizes they clearly want different things and ends the relationship. As the episode draws to a close, Carrie goes out for a movie night with her friends, the most enduring relationship in her life.
Sure, it'd be great to have that one special person to walk home with. But sometimes, there's nothing better than meeting your single girlfriends for a night at the movies.
But hang on, what's that poster just behind her? Godzilla? Do you know who stars in that movie? Yep, Sarah Jessica Parker's husband, Matthew Broderick. Coincidence? We'd like to believe not.
This way! Not this way! Not that way!
Number 19, Big's real name. It took 6 seasons, lots of breakups, and a trip to Paris before viewers finally found out Mr. Big's first name.
And if you find someone to love the you love. Hi.
What's shaking, baby?
How's Napa?
The house is on the market. Look out, New York. I'm a-comin'.
Well, that's just fabulous.
If you weren't paying attention when Carrie pulled out her bedazzled flip phone, you might have missed it. However, did you ever notice that Big's name seemed to be the punchline of one of the show's best running jokes?
Sorry, I didn't get your names.
Oh no, I'm sorry. These are my friends. This is Natasha, and this is.
Almost every time it was about to be unveiled, fate intervened with impeccable timing. We'd be waiting with bated breath while these brilliantly timed interruptions kept the reveal just out of reach.
I'm Carrie Bradshaw, jazz neophyte. Sorry.
You're running low. Joey, Glenlivet, come right up.
Executive producer Michael Patrick King said this big reveal was a belated addition, and he deliberately picked out the most run-of-the-mill name that came to mind. Number 18, Carrie only rides the subway once, not counting the movie. The entertainment industry would have us believe that the subway is practically a second home to all New Yorkers. But we can think of one local who prefers alternative modes of transportation. Incredibly, we don't see Carrie get on the subway until season 6.
Excuse me. Hi. Which way to the stock exchange? Thank you.
Now, let's just think about it. Carrie's more about Manolo buying than purse pinching. We know this has landed her in some financial turmoil.
I spent $40,000 on shoes, and I have no place to live. I will literally be the old woman who lived in her shoes.
So you'd think perhaps she'd want to save the roughly $6 cab fare and join the masses on the train. At one point, she does take the bus as a cheaper alternative. We know the subway can be grim, but the bus is hardly a rose garden either.
Why do you have to take the bus if you're on the bus?
My thoughts exactly.
Number 17, costume designer Patricia Field gets a party invite. This season 5 episode builds up to Carrie's book launch party. It seems like anyone who is anyone is in attendance, including the woman responsible for countless iconic looks throughout the series.
Isn't it perfect?
It's huge.
Huge space, huge book.
Who's coming?
Everyone.
Okay, this is cuckoo.
Guest list.
See that woman lighting up at the bar? We know it's kind of dark, but those flaming locks seem to belong to none other than the series' costume designer Patricia Field. As far as we can tell, this is the only time we see the designer make an appearance.
The party was one of those amazing events that would definitely end up on page 6. The fact that it was my party was just icing on the beautiful little cakes that were being passed around.
However, she leaves her mark in every scene where a character wears something you wish was in your closet. It's just nice to put a face to a fabulous ensemble.
You look amazing.
Number 16, Carrie's necklace was significant. Sex and the City was a television landmark when it came to small-screen fashion, and each of the 4 women wore innumerable iconic pieces of clothing and jewelry throughout the show's 6-season run, some of which carried extra significance. For example, in the episode where Carrie breaks up with Aiden, Sarah Jessica Parker wore her own earrings, which she claims are good luck since she was wearing them when she won her first Golden Globe for the show.
This isn't about you. I'm not ready for marriage.
But one piece really stands out. Ms. Bradshaw's nameplate Carrie necklace symbolized her self-confidence, and towards the end of the 6th season, she loses it, implying she's also lost something much bigger.
No, I can't have lost my Carrie necklace, no.
So when she finds it again, viewers knew everything would be okay. Number 15. Carrie wears white both times she and Aiden break up. Sex and the City fans are often torn between Team Big and Team Aiden. So, what if we told you that the signs that Carrie and Aiden were not meant to be were there during their 2 breakups?
Let's get married tonight. Come on, you got this beautiful white dress on. I got this tux for another 13 hours. Let's just do it.
They first split up after Carrie comes clean about her and Big's affair shortly before Charlotte's wedding. She's in a whitish dress because apparently that's appropriate bridesmaid attire, and he's suited and booted.
Never meant to hurt you,
I know.
but I did.
Eventually, they reconcile and even get engaged, which brings us to breakup number 2. Look at them both dressed to the nines. Carrie in that beautiful white gown and Aiden all dapper in a tuxedo. Their outfits might scream wedding, but their relationship most definitely doesn't.
If you don't want to marry me right now, you'll never want to marry me.
That's not true.
I think it is.
Number 14. Remember when Carrie used to break the 4th wall? Let's rewind to the earliest days of Sex and the City. Remember when Carrie would chat directly with the viewers?
How the hell did we get into this mess?
Now, remember how those moments suddenly vanished? It turns out that the folks behind the scenes realized it was distracting audiences from becoming fully absorbed in Carrie's world.
It's like the riddle of the Sphinx. Why are there so many great unmarried women and no great unmarried men?
Also, she was already narrating, so did we really need her to break the flow even more? Do you also remember how the episodes would feature short interviews with random characters? Apparently, that was an homage to the books and articles written by Candace Bushnell that inspired the show.
Being beautiful is such a power. You can get whatever you want.
You can get anything. I've been offered trips to Aspen, weekends in Paris, Christmas in St. Bart's.
A motorcycle. Juicer.
However, they ended up feeling out of place and gradually evaporated into thin air. Number 13, Season 5, The Year We Sent the Men Away. Don't get us wrong, Season 5 doesn't exactly skimp on the sex in Sex and the City. However, it seems to take a back seat to storylines focusing more on the women, their friendships, and personal growth.
I love you.
I love you too, Richard. But I love me more.
Charlotte navigates life post-divorce, Miranda adjusts to motherhood, Samantha prioritizes self-love, and Carrie delves into publishing.
She imagines what she'll wear, the photographers, the toasts. Everybody's celebrating the fact that she finally found a publisher.
This season has only 8 episodes, which is said to be due to Sarah Jessica Parker's pregnancy. So maybe they just wanted to save the juicy stuff for a time when it could be given the attention it deserves. Still, one thing is for sure, Season 5 is all about the ladies.
Would you mind taking our picture? Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah. This is a moment we're going to want to remember.
Turns out it was.
Number 12, Natasha mostly wears white. In Season 2, we meet Natasha, Big's 20-something-year-old fiancé.
Carrie, this is Natasha.
Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
Oh, really?
As Carrie and Big continue to cross paths, Carrie finds herself bumping into Natasha quite often. Keen-eyed fans might have noticed Natasha tends to dress in white, beige, and other neutral colors.
That looks nice, that, what you have on there.
You think? Yeah, I need something for this Women in the Arts luncheon I helped organize them.
It seems this was deliberate to show how calm and uncomplicated she is compared to Carrie. There are, however, two exceptions to this pattern. Firstly, in X and the City, Natasha blends into the crowd in a black gown while Carrie wears white. Make of that what you will. The second time is during their infamous confrontation over lunch, where a burst of pink seemingly represents Natasha's rage.
Sorry that you felt the need to come down here. Now, not only have you ruined my marriage, you've ruined my lunch.
Number 11. No fashion repeats. Sex and the City has got to be one of the most fashionable series out there. Whether you're more of a Carrie, Charlotte, Samantha, or Miranda, you've probably selected the outfits you wish you could own. And there's a lot to choose from.
Carrie, I have to look fabulous. Everyone is going to be there.
Believe it or not, you're highly unlikely to see any character wear the same outfit more than once across the series. In fact, Carrie's fur coat might just be the only exception. She wears it in season 1 and then again in the series finale.
Well, that's just fabulous.
SJP said she kept a lot of Carrie's signature pieces, which came in handy when the series got revived. We're glad to see our favorites are still in vogue.
10 hours later. All dressed up, and no Petrovsky to go.
Number 10. The women at the benefit are real cancer survivors. In one of the most moving moments of the series, Samantha gives a speech at a charity benefit.
If you want to see the face of breast cancer, look around you. It's the woman next to you at the dry cleaners.
While her words are certainly encouraging, she struggles to deliver due to the side effects of her treatment. Then, in an incredibly empowering move, she takes off her wig and gets real with her audience.
Oh, to hell with it. That's better.
This inspires other women to stand up and do the same. What you may not know, however, is that reportedly, these women are real cancer survivors. This has always been a standout scene due to Samantha's rawness. Including real survivors really drives home how crucial it is to have these conversations in mediums that reach a wide audience. Number 9. Mel Barishnikov is quite the musician. In season 6 of the show, Carrie gets involved with an artist named Alexander Petrovsky, played by the famous dancer and actor Mel Barishnikov. Be sure to take a look at some of the artwork in Petrovsky's home because apparently, much of it came from Barishnikov's personal collection. Turns out, besides being an amazing actor and dancer, he's also a skilled musician. In the episode Ick Factor, he plays Carrie a tune that he says he wrote just for her.
It's a little tune I've made up for you.
We can't confirm he really did create it for Carrie, but apparently it was actually composed by the actor. Keep an ear out for it again in the series finale when Carrie wanders around Paris alone. Number 8. The show tried not to date itself. You may notice that while the girls are running around NYC, they encounter surprisingly few of the posters, billboards, and ads you'd encounter in real life.
But sometimes, there's nothing better than meeting your single girlfriends for a night at the movies.
That's because the producers of the show intentionally omitted anything that would date the show too much, though there are some exceptions throughout the series where advertisements are left in. We saw the Godzilla poster earlier on. However, perhaps most notably in the episode The Good Fight, when Samantha and Richard Wright are dancing on the rooftop. Originally, you could see the towers of the World Trade Center in the background, but they were digitally edited out in post-processing to keep the focus on the scene at hand. Number 7. For a long time, it was eternally spring in New York City. For the first 4 seasons of Sex and the City, it seemed like it was always either spring or summer. This let the girls travel around the city in their most fashionable outfits without ever having to cover up for warmth.
And why would you be doing this? I can't go any farther down this love road and have my heart broken. If he's cheating on me, I have to know now.
They also rarely celebrate major holidays on the show, so we never see Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, or Valentine's Day. It's only in the season 4 finale, I Heart and Why, that we finally see the seasons begin to change for the first time on the show.
It was official. A new season had begun.
In the later episodes, we see the characters living through New York's harsh winter, and it definitely gives the story a different feel.
And further uptown, Charlotte didn't mind the cold. She had a new puppy love to keep her warm.
Number 6, you rarely hear about the girls' families. Something that goes hand in hand with not celebrating holidays is the fact that we see and hear surprisingly little about the girls' families throughout the run of the show.
And the down payment's coming from your father?
No. Just me.
We never meet any of the girls' parents, or really learn much about them at all, with the exception of the episode where Miranda's mother dies, or that time Carrie makes a throwaway remark about her absentee father.
Hey, do you think it really can be as simple as my father walked out, therefore I'll always be messed up about men?
Even when Charlotte is planning a wedding and eventually gets married, her family never plays a role. Although we do meet her brother Wesley in season 2. The idea behind this seems to be that the family you're born into doesn't always matter as much as the one you make for yourself.
Don't laugh at me, but maybe we could be each other's soulmates.
Number 5. One actor appears in 2 different roles. Justin Theroux, who was still in the early days of his career, appeared on Sex and the City not once but twice in the first 2 seasons, playing 2 completely different characters. In season 1, he plays a guy named Jared that Carrie uses to make Big jealous when she realizes their relationship isn't monogamous.
What the hell happened to you?
His name is Jared. He's really cute and really successful.
Get this second.
And he just put his arms around me.
He plays a bigger role in season 2 as Von Wiesel, a man Carrie starts dating who turns out to have some shortcomings that cause them to part ways despite the fact that Carrie loves his family.
It was inevitable this would happen. I just didn't know it would happen so quickly.
Number 4. Michael Patrick King made it onto the show in some ways.
Bad, worse, loser, disaster.
Though Sex and the City was created by Darren Star, most people know Michael Patrick King as the man behind the show. He worked as a writer, producer, and director for many episodes, and it turns out he found ways to insert himself into the show.
Eat me.
Excuse me?
Eat me.
He also memorably played the voice of the sandwich Miranda thought was sexually harassing her, and lent his vocal talents by yelling feces in an episode that takes place at a mental health facility. His handwriting stands in for the girls in a few scenarios, notably in one episode where Miranda is taking notes to prep for a phone call with Steve. Number 3. Music foreshadowed Charlotte's divorce. When Charlotte meets Trey, their relationship is a love-at-first-sight whirlwind, and before viewers knew it, they were heading down the aisle.
Trey can't get it up. What? We slept together last night and he couldn't get it up.
Were there some red flags before they said their I do's? Oh, definitely. But there was one subtle hint the producers gave us viewers that we may not have picked up on.
We should go. All right, come on. Okay.
The Scottish bagpipe music playing as Charlotte prepares to walk down the aisle isn't typically a wedding song, but rather a funeral dirge, which was meant to symbolize the fact that Charlotte is walking straight into a doomed marriage. Number 2. Carrie eventually stops asking questions.
Why are there so many great unmarried women and no great unmarried men?
One of the elements that remains consistent throughout the series is that Carrie poses questions to the audience that often form the basis for her columns.
When it comes to finance and dating, I couldn't help but wonder, why do we keep investing?
They vary widely from episode to episode, but at the end of season 6, when the show is coming to a close, Carrie actually stops asking questions altogether. In the episode Splat, when she decides she's going to move to Paris to be with the Russian, she asks, is it time to stop questioning? But ultimately changes the question mark to a period.
Is it time to stop questioning?
According to the DVD commentary, this is the last time she asks her famous questions in the series. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Carrie walks the same sidewalk. According to Michael Patrick King on the DVD commentary, the street we see Carrie walking down at the end of the series finale as she takes a call from Big, where, as we saw earlier, we also find out his real name, is actually the very same street she walked down in the opening credits.
And if you find someone to love the you love.
Hi.
What's shaking, baby?
How's Napa?
The house is on the market. Look out, New York. I'm a-comin'.
Well, that's just fabulous.
He says, though, that this time, she's actually walking in the opposite direction, signifying the changes she's made throughout the series. King says this artistic choice was supposed to show that, as a character, Carrie had finally found herself and the love she'd been searching for throughout the entire series, with her journey finally coming full circle. Do you spy any other Easter eggs or hidden details? Let us know in the comments.
Can you just help me find out when and where this stupid thing is?
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.